My name is Fred Ogola. I'm an expert in decision making and strategy. Yesterday, when I was finished some work at home, a friend of mine was chatting me on Facebook and she asked me, when will this COVID-19 pandemic end? Because I'm tired of staying at home. And I told her, you know what? I'll have an answer for you tomorrow because I did not have to respond to her in a very casual manner because you see, I am a scholar and usually try to give something some thought. So after thinking about it, I found out that this is a multi-billion-dollar question. And the key answer is, it won't end. Just like any other virus, it won't end. But the pandemic can end. And the question now should be, when can we contain the pandemic so that people can go back to what they would define as normal life after this very abnormal situation, which actually I told you, there's no more normal. There will just be a new normal after the COVID-19. So now, how are we supposed to approach answering the question as to when will this COVID-19 be contained? So let's first of all say this will depend first of all on global leadership. Because is it going to be declared in the world that it is no longer a pandemic by WHO? When will WHO lift this thing to be called just a normal virus attack from being called a pandemic? Has the world overreacted by calling this a pandemic? Those are questions only global leaders can answer, but as we can tell you, there's lack of leadership globally, so this is a challenge. So let's go country by country. China had it. Wuhan now is free to do business. So they are dealing with it. But what if there will be another wave? When will the US say people can now, American planes can land in the US? When will Europe be open for Africans to travel there? So this will depend on country by country. When will Uganda open their borders? When will Kenya open? When will Tanzania open? These are questions which will go country by country. So that is a difficult one to answer when the world will actually go back to normal. But what I can say for sure now is that we can depend on the following. First, what if someone comes and says they have a treatment for virus? It will be difficult to declare that because all viruses do not have treatment. Only we find ways to deal with the virus and the symptoms that the virus brings. So this is least unlikely. The other scenario is somebody comes up with a vaccine which is approved by WHO. So if this comes, then we will go back to normal. People will be told you have to be vaccinated for you to travel from this country to the other, just like yellow fever and other fever we have. And then more or less people can start now to move around without being quarantined. So that's another scenario. But in as much as this is not something we still foresee, let us work more on containment of this COVID-19. So when can we contain it so that the new infections do not worry our healthcare system, because that's the issue. Reduce the spread so that it is not contained. And this, I want to take you to a Pedron graph, which I've been showing you for a while. With nothing done, the new infection rate will move that way. That's very high. It has surpassed our current healthcare system, so this is worrying. The critical infection also will go up. So that again will start affecting, so that is worrying. It has surpassed our healthcare system. And the death toll, burying people can be so painful because even graves will be full. Cemeteries in Kenya will be full. We have stolen even in some land which was used for cemeteries, so that's going to be a challenge. But if we come with a method to contain the system, first of all, reduce contacts so that it gives us time to give the healthcare system time to expand, to contain. So that means that the new infection will come, reach here and come down. The critical stage will reach here, come down, and they are below the capacity of the healthcare system. And then death rate also will go down. In this way, we can say we have contained the COVID-19 pandemic, and therefore we are actually very ready to start going back to normal life. Now, this will depend. The West have the money, they have the will to invest in good health infrastructure so they can expand the healthcare system faster, therefore they can go back to normal life faster. Some are predicting after 2 weeks, 2 months, but that one still we are waiting to see how it goes. Because Britain says as soon as the curve starts to show that it is now on the downway, they start looking for how to revising the restrictions about movement. In Africa, what will save us only if we have some natural conditions to help us not actually reach these levels of infection. Because Trump said that black Americans are dying as much as the white Americans, so there's nothing like racism on this thing, has no race. So if that is the case, then for us Africa it will take us longer before our healthcare system can be expanded enough to grow there, because according to Abuja Declaration, we should invest at least 30% of our GDP into healthcare, but that's not been working. We are doing 3%, 5%. So our healthcare system is not expanding enough to contain this. So for us, it will either be God, act of God, or it will be some long period of time before we can actually be able to contain the pandemic to go back to normal life. So the answer is still very fluid, and the fact remains that as of now we rely on God. Thank you.